What is up, fam? It's Dr. Dale. Listen to the Black Men and White Coats, and today is Monday, so happy Monday. Today is PreMed Mondays, actually. Today is PreMed Mondays. So what does that mean? Okay, so Monday evenings, a group of pre-medical students hop on call with my coaching team, either myself, Dr. Daniel, one of the medical students who's gone through our program, and they're on different hour with us. I email them out a video that's me teaching them something that's amazing gold, some really good stuff to help them get into medical school. Not even to get into medical school, because honestly, getting into medical school isn't the main goal. We help you, we do all that stuff, get into medical school, but the bigger thing is just leadership development, who you are, character development, things of that sort. So today is PreMed Mondays, and later on tonight, we'll be together. The group will gather together, and I'm not sure who's leading tonight's session, but the group will gather together. Accountability, you get to meet great people doing this journey with you, and we kind of become a family here. So I told my group that I'm going to start answering questions on the podcast. So today's PreMed Monday, so I'm going to answer a pre-medical question. And the first question we're doing for the PreMed Monday question comes from Kim. Kim is one of the wonderful pre-meds and PreMed Mondays. And the question is, Dr. Dale, my question is, how do you go about maintaining a relationship with your mentor or a dean that you've met after making that initial connection? Thanks. So Kim is asking that question because in PreMed Mondays, one of the things we teach you all to do is really, we show you how to network, how to do things, and it's a transformative teaching experience, right? A lot of stuff that a lot of people, not even pre-meds, a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know in general. When people look at Dr. Dale, they say, wow, how'd you make the documentary? How do you do the book? How do you do yada, yada, yada? They don't realize that a large part of it is because I've become fairly good at networking and knowing who the right people to have around me are. So one of the things we always harp on in PreMed Mondays is building your network with the right people. So Kim is asking that question. I think she's asking that question because we've been talking to her about networking, and she's been doing a phenomenal job at it, by the way. So shout out to you, Kim. All right, so going back to your question, how do you maintain that relationship after you've made that initial connection? So a couple tricky things about this, okay? So whenever you're networking with somebody who I don't want to say they're in a higher level than you, but somebody who you have great admiration for, right? Somebody who, for lack of a better term, I will say, quote unquote, in a higher position than you, meaning that it's a position that you might want to climb to one day, and you might see that person with some reverence, right? Whenever you're in that situation, it's very important that you learn how to connect with people and re-engage with them without annoying them, right? Without annoying them. And it's a little bit of a challenge because part of that means you have to understand that person's personality. You have to understand, is it okay if I send them 2 messages in a week? Is it not okay? How busy are they? Can I text them or should I email them? There's a lot that goes into that. So, what I say is up front, it's really important to establish some ground rules, right? So think about it like dating, right? Right, you're going on a date. I'll use me as an example, right? So going on a date with a girl, and she's just beautiful and she's gorgeous, right? And you kind of like her, okay? And you might go out on that first date, okay? You need to set some ground rules, because if after that first date, even if you think it went well, if you start doing things, reaching out to her too much, she's gonna be like, wow, this guy is really annoying. Maybe I don't want to go back out on a date with him, right? As opposed to if at the date, and this might seem kind of foreign and strange to you all, but I'm a direct person. I don't like to beat around the bush, especially the older I get, the busier I get. I just want directness. Just tell me what you want, blah, 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 right? So if you're on the date, maybe instead of leaving it wide open, you say, hey, I really enjoyed this. Is it okay if I shoot you a text later on this week, right? Or, my week's going to be busy, but Tuesday and Thursday are going to be kind of light. Can I touch base with you on those days, right? So it'd be something like that, right? That's just to give you an idea. That's not saying you need to contact deans on Tuesdays, every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Please don't do that unless they tell you to do that. So essentially what I'm saying is when you're having your meeting with the dean or with a mentor, somebody who you have great respects for, go ahead and ask them. It's okay. And say, hey, I've had a great time. Is it okay if I follow back up with you? Or is it okay if I give you an update in X amount of time? Let that be the first time you reach back out to them, unless if something crazy happens and you have to reach back out to them before that. But let that be the first time you reach back out to them. So maybe at the end of my call, I'm saying, yeah, Dean, such and such, I've had a phenomenal time. I really appreciate you taking this 15 minutes to speak with me. I'm going to go back and try to implement some of these things that you told me. Is it okay if I reach back out to you in a month just with an update? They're going to say, more than likely, they're going to say yes. more than likely they're going to say yes. You know why that's such a huge deal, right? Because you just gave yourself an assignment, a homework assignment. You said, I'm going to reach out to you in 1 month. So, and you telling the dean that, you're saying, is it okay if I reach out to you in 1 month? So you just set it up. You giving yourself an alley-oop, right? It's an alley-oop. So essentially what this means is, in 1 month, if you reach back out to them and say, hey, dean such and such, following up as promised, I said I will reach out to you, here are my updates. The dean's like, boom, they actually did it. Wow. And I know that's the way it works because people do that stuff to me, right? People will say, yeah, can I follow up with you later on? And then, most of them won't follow up. Most of them will not follow up. So at that point in time, immediately I know they're not serious, okay? And that's a barometer for me. That helps me rule up people up and down in terms of how much I want to work with them, etc. I was listening to a podcast for an entrepreneurial podcast, and this guy owns a lot of businesses and such, and he was talking about how he hires people. And when he said it at first, I was like, there's no way. So he said he interviews 50 people at one time. And when he said it, I was kind of like, there's no way that works. How do you do that? So basically what he said he does is he sends out like 100 and I forgot what it is, like 150 invites, right, for people to show up and do like a Zoom webinar or something like that. He said out of that, 50 people show up, roughly, and that's typical, that's standard. About 30 people show up to these things. So about 50 people would show up, okay? Out of that 50 people that show up, only 10% show up on time. So boom, out of the 150, he's already narrowed it down to 15. Even before he even starts speaking, he's narrowed it down to 15. So essentially, what is he doing? He's telling you something. He's giving people assignments and giving them an opportunity to prove themselves, right? That's the same thing I'm trying to tell you here. Only difference is, Kim, is you want to give yourself an assignment. So talk to the dean or your mentor. Say, is it okay if I do this? So you're giving yourself that assignment. The dean, the mentor, they know you want to do that now. So if you actually show up for it, show up on time for it, that makes you look good. That adds brownie points on to your list. So that's the first thing about just making that first re-engagement, because the first re-engagement can be hard. But here's the key to that. Don't just re-engage with them for no reason. Have an update. Have something to re-engage with. Okay? And let me say this actually. Even if you don't have anything to re-engage with them on, definitely still check in. Like, even if you don't have any updates, if nothing major has happened in a month or 2 weeks or 3 months, whatever, definitely still check in with them and just say, hey, I just wanted to let you know things are still going well. I'm still working on XYZ that you told me of. Just wanted to check in with you as promised. That as promised is so key because they're going to say, oh, Kim is somebody who keeps her promises, right? So that's huge. That is so huge. You definitely want to do that. Now, again, so that's kind of how you re-engage with the dean, and you can just keep on doing that, repeating that cycle, right? Rinse and repeat. Okay. Now, with a mentor relationship is a little bit different, right? A mentor, first of all, Kim, you already know it. I'm not going to say it now because it takes a little bit of time, but Kim, you already know the story of where the word mentor comes from and what I think about mentorship because you're in my PreMed Mondays group, so you've heard this before. So I'm not going to take the time to say that. Everybody else who hasn't heard it will get to it on a different episode. I probably said it on the podcast before in the past. But anyways, moving forward past that, a mentor is a real relationship, right? That's something that becomes, you kind of become friends in a sense, and it's almost like family in a sense, right? A mentor relationship is a very, very close bond. I would say to have a real mentor, what a mentor is really supposed to mean, as Kim, you already know what a mentor is really supposed to mean. To have that relationship, that's probably the second strongest relationship you can have outside of family, people who are actually in your family. Maybe the third, right? You have a spiritual family, your connected family. After that, it's a mentor, right? A mentor comes in that, right? And oftentimes a mentor, and I've found for me that the best mentors are people who connect with me on a spiritual level also, right? But you can have mentors in different capacities. But a mentor is a real relationship, okay? So the way you follow up with them and connect with them is a fluid thing. It can change. So I'm thinking about one of my best mentors, John, also one of my great friends, probably one of my best friends and one of my best mentors. Now, sometimes we're talking to each other multiple times a week. Sometimes we don't talk for, a month or two, right? Usually it really goes over like a month or two where we don't connect, right? But sometimes it's a lot more. Like tomorrow, we'll be talking to John. I might see him again next week, right? So it just depends on what's going on in life and how involved I need him to be, how involved he's willing to be, which typically a good mentor is usually willing to be there for you in a big way, right? And to be a good mentor, you really shouldn't have too many mentees, right? Because then you really dilute it, and then you're not going to be as effective as you want it to be. So, Kim, how do you stay engaged with the mentor? Mentorship, because a relationship is such a close and intimate type of relationship, right? You should feel as though you have the freedom to communicate with your mentor anytime. That's a roundabout way for me to get to that, right? But I had to set it up first, right? Mentorship is a close thing. It's somebody who's really there for you, man. If a good mentor loves you, right? A good mentor loves you. They want to see you succeed, right? A good mentor thing is a very close thing, right? They have a heart for you. They feel for you. So somebody that level, they'll pick up the phone whenever you need them, right? Dr. Ellis Ingram's one of my great mentors since I was an undergrad. If I call him right now, right this second, right, he's probably going to pick up the phone. If he doesn't, he's going to call me back soon and say, Dale, how's it going? Do you need anything from me, right? These are people who will hop on a plane right now and fly down here, things of that sort. So that being the case, how do you stay connected? How do you communicate? How do you build a relationship? A good mentor, by the time somebody's really a strong, good mentor for you, you can communicate with them anytime. And you'll start to get that feel. And they'll be open and honest with you. If you're doing too much, they'll let you know. That being said, though, be mindful of the fact that you asked them to be a mentor for a reason, right? So you asked them to be a mentor because you respect them as they've done something that you want to do, probably, right? So that probably means that, especially in medicine, that means that they're probably busy at a certain level. So you need to be respectful of their time as well, and be able to have a gauge on them. So it's easy. If I want to talk to Dr. Ingram or John or something, I'll send a quick text. Hey, got a question. You got a minute? Yeah, did I do? Or no, did I don't? Connect with me here. Or you don't have a minute? Hey, can I hit you back up tomorrow? Right? It's that simple. Just the relationship with mentoring needs to be open. You shouldn't feel nervous. Like whenever I go to my mentors, I don't feel nervous that I'm gonna have a bad question for them. Right? That's the type of mentor you need to find. So the first thing, even before answering this question about how do you maintain that or interact well with your mentor, the first thing is make sure you're thinking wisely about who you want to be a mentor. Put some thought into what relationship you want to chase. Again, it's like dating, right? My wife, those of you who are watching this on video, you can see it, picture back there. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it. You should be able to see it. That's my wife and I in college working out. So this is my workout room. So I don't know why I decided to start doing my podcast in here. For me, it's just more relaxing to not always be around medical stuff sometimes. So I moved into this room. So that's why you see these pictures on the wall. But that's my wife right there, and that's us back in college working out, actually. And so think about dating my wife way back in college, and just the way I would engage and just get the feel for her. And even before I started dating her, right, I was examining her. I was evaluating her. I was studying her. I remember the first time I saw her, right, walking by before she knew who I was, before I knew who she was, right? These are the things I was watching it, and in my mind was gauging and trying to say, could this be a good fit? So listen to her talk when I was around her, even before we started dating when we were friends. Could this be a good fit? Same thing with your mentor. You should be looking and saying, could this be a good fit? And, by the grace of God, hopefully you'll find that right person that can really take your life to a different level. I'll tell you, my mentors, goodness gracious, I can't tell you the value add that they've put in my life, right? I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys about Black Men and White Coats podcast and the summits and the books of PreMed Mondays. None of that will be happening. So, Kim, I hope that helps, right? I hope that really helps you a lot. And everybody else who's listening who's peeking into the questions. So if you guys have questions for PreMeds, I'll try to answer your questions on Monday. So you guys go ahead and post them in the comments. We're going to put this video on YouTube. So go ahead and post your questions in the YouTube comments, and then we'll go through here and we'll answer the questions from here. You can send us an email. You can on diversemedicine.com. So a lot of you guys, if you're not on diversemedicine.com, create an account on diversemedicine.com, and you can communicate with me directly there too. Send me a message on diversemedicine.com. All right, so for the pre-meds, I'll see you all. I'm not sure. I'll probably be there tonight. I don't know. Either me, Dr. Daniel, Lauren, or somebody, one of the leaders, will be there tonight to get you guys going, set up for our group discussion this evening. And remember to watch the videos, right? So I'm sending you guys a video every week for 52 straight weeks. I'm sending you a video. I've taken time. I put a lot of thought, energy into telling you guys the right things in this video. So take advantage of these videos, right? And go out and get it. All right, PreMed Mondays. Love you guys. See you all tonight. We're going to be in the group. If you're not in the group and you're PreMed, go to PreMedMondays.com. Definitely check it out. What we do is we give you guys coaching at a price that you can afford less than you going out to eat for the month, right? So we give it to you guys so nobody has an excuse to say they didn't have the information that they needed to become successful. And we want to be there for you guys. Anybody who has not seen the Black Men and White Coats documentary, check it out, bmwcmovie.com. And again, if you're not on diversemedicine.com, definitely get on diversemedicine.com. And diversemedicine.com is for if you're pre or post, right? So if you're pre-med or if you're a doctor, doctors can go on there and sign up to mentor. That's our mentoring platform. So everybody who wants to mentor with Black Men and White Coats, make your diversemedicine.com account, click the little button that says yes, you want to mentor, and then pre-meds will be able to see you and reach out to you to try to get that one-on-one mentorship right. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. And Kim, thanks for asking the question.